it's Robin, and I wanted to show you a few tips to just be faster in the kitchen, because right now I'm on crutches. After I ruptured my Achilles tendon, I'm totally non-weight bearing on one foot, and so I am totally limiting the amount of time I spend in the kitchen, because it's, it's not that enjoyable, it's hard work, and but being organized is super helpful. So I'm gonna make my lunch. I usually have leftovers for lunch. That is like 95% of the time what I have, but I don't have any leftovers left today. So my go-to when I'm out of leftovers, and I only have it kind of once, maybe twice a month, is tuna, because there is the issue about mercury in tuna, but I feel comfortable with having it that often based on the research I've done. And I love tuna, to be honest. I often have it with sweet potato and hummus, but I don't have any sweet potato right now, and I have avocados that need to be used up, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I have a lot of requests for people showing me how to get around on crutches, but if you don't have crutches, you'll be faster, even faster than me. So my first tip is to just keep it simple. You don't have to be doing anything complicated. I'm gonna get some stuff out of my fridge. I'm gonna put my crutches to the side so that I can use my hands. It's really critical though, to put your crutches somewhere where they're stable and they're not gonna fall over. I don't know how many times I've picked my crutches up from the floor, so that's a really good tip. I have an already washed cucumber. So if you can wash your stuff ahead of time, that is a great tip. Or like in my situation, I have somebody bring me some groceries tomorrow because I can't even drive to go to the grocery store. So I'm gonna get them to wash and cut up some things so that it's all ready to go. And my in-laws were here on the weekend, and I have some carrots still in there, washed and cut up, ready to eat. So that, is big time saver. If you spend a little bit of time when you first bring the food home, then when you go to grab a healthy meal, it makes it easy. So there's not that resistance of, oh yeah, I need to get out the vegetables and cut them up and wash them, then cut them up, and it seems like a lot more work. I also need an avocado, I guess. Oh no, I guess we're not out of avocados. Oh, I have half an avocado. Apparently I've done a good job of eating them up. I have some more in my fruit basket that I think are almost ripe, so I gotta get this gone. And then I'm gonna walk to my pantry. Gotta use my crutches to walk to the pantry. If you don't have crutches, it's much easier. And a tip, if you are using crutches, which hopefully you're not, but if you are, when you're standing, I don't tend to just stand and balance myself, because my balance, even though I work out all the time, is something that I've always been working on. And it's probably a lot better than it would be if I wasn't working out all the time. But I tend to just lean against something, and then I don't have to lean really hard against it, but then I'm not gonna lose my balance. So I'm looking for tuna. Here it is. And I like the tuna in water. That's what I have here. And I buy it in a 6-pack at Costco because it's more economical that way. Gonna grab my crutches back and head back out. Okay. Now I need a bowl to mix it in. And I just went through, I'm going to do another video on this about decluttering my kitchen, because I just went through this before I was injured and decluttered and reorganized everything. And I can't tell you what a difference that makes in how much time I save looking for stuff. And it's just been such a godsend with this injury that I had already done that. So that's another tip. If your kitchen is disorganized or you have a lot of stuff in it that you don't really use, I would say absolutely spend some time and go through it, because the time that you spend doing it, you are going to save like tenfold on a day-to-day basis. That's totally what I found. And my kitchen wasn't even that bad, really, but just, refreshing where everything was. Here come my cats. They're a big fan of tuna. So I'm going to pour the tuna water into a bowl so that I don't have to try to struggle to get over to the kitchen counter. And, it's just easier to do everything a little bit at a time. While using crutches, my biggest tip is to move stuff, like slide stuff along the counter instead of trying to carry it, because you have no hands to carry your crutches when you're using them. I just have to grab a fork from over here. Look out, kitties. I know, it's so exciting. I don't even think they really know it's tuna. They just come anytime that a can opener sounds, because it could be tuna. So it doesn't matter what it is, they come running. And if there's a few things, like there's a couple things that I have moved around just to make it easier. So my cutting board I already have out, and I've just been keeping it on the counter back here. Normally I keep them all underneath my cupboard under there, which is no big deal. But now I find it's just easier to just have it one on the counter so that I can use it. So I'm gonna grab a knife and see, I'm gonna grab it, and I'm not gonna carry it, I'm just gonna slide it across. And then I'm gonna come back, and I am going to put my crutches aside, and I'm gonna cut up some cucumber. And once again, I'm leaning against the counter because that just makes it a little bit easier for me, balance-wise. I'm also eating some of these snap peas because I don't have to worry, hopefully they're washed. Yes, they're washed and ready to eat. So that's another tip. You know, I don't like the carrots that come in the little bags. I think that they don't taste good. My kids won't eat them. So I do, you know, buy those, peel them, and cut them up, whatever. But the snap peas I find work well in that format. So, you know, if there's a way to shortcut it and make it easier for yourself, and, you know, it's not crazy expensive, then do it, because the easier you make it, the more likely you are to keep doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna add some cucumber in here into my tuna. And I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of mayonnaise. It's not like I have anything against it, like you know, it's not that I don't eat it once in a while. It's just not my favorite. I'd rather have, my cat is really crazy, get down. I'd rather have something like avocado or hummus. With it, I don't know, I just like it better. So my avocado's a little oxidized because I used the other half yesterday. And avocado I love in so many things. My kids will just eat it, you know, as is. Like I just cut it up for them and put it on a plate. They love it. You know, and it's a totally healthy fat. And we need healthy fat in our diet, right? Like this low fat craze, I think, is finally coming to an end. You know, and so people are recognizing that healthy fats are really important in our diet. So avocado is a great source of that. So I'm gonna add that in. So good. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. You can add some salt and pepper if you want. Honestly, I'm probably not gonna bother because they're in the pantry. And I'm just making it easier for myself. And then I'm gonna grab a plate. Put the rest of my cucumber on it. One thing I'm noticing that I have to watch with this injury that I have is that when I'm pivoting, I am not putting stress on my knee, because you know, I think that's a potential area where you know, your knee could get sore when you're you know, pivoting on one leg. So I am careful of that. So here we go. I have my cucumbers and snap peas and my tuna salad. Easy, right? Healthy lunch. Took me what, like 5 minutes? And that's, you know, how I get around in the kitchen with crutches. And so I have a big island. So what I can do is slide all of my food along the island. So I'll take a step, slide, take a step, slide, and then until I get to the end of the island, and I can reach the table from there. So I'll just transfer it from the island to the table, and it works really well. So then I sit at the table and eat. I don't have to worry about trying to carry a plate into, you know, wherever. If you are on crutches and you don't have a setup like that, you know, try to figure something out so that you can do that. Another really good tip is if you have a high stool, have that at the counter. I would do that if I was, you know, standing at the stove cooking and needed to stir something. I would definitely have a stool there so that I could sit while doing it. You know, just makes it that much easier, right? You're not going to lose your balance and your leg isn't going to get so tired. So there's always a way to do something. I also find emptying the dishwasher, while it's a challenge, I can do it. So I brace myself on the counter, and then I reach down, lift out the dishes, pile them all on the counter, close up the dishwasher, and then I, again, slide the dishes along the counter and get to the cupboard so that I can put them away. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions or any concerns about moving around with crutches or any videos you'd like to see more of, I'd love to hear it. And I hope this helps you see that even with crutches, I can grab a healthy meal in no time. And so there's no excuse for you not to do the same if you're able-bodied. Okay, have a great day.